Now, this is The Outsider, where GB News favourites from outside the political and media establishment sound off on what really matters to them. And to kick this segment off, we're dedicating time to an issue that you feel is not getting the coverage it deserves, and that's the police brutality against lockdown protests in Australia, which is more and more resembling a police state. Here's some of the craziness that has gone down, including footage of a man being knelt on by cops for daring to join a friend for lunch.
Those girls. I literally am standing here eating my kebab.
Alright,
No, not all right. How are you meant to calm down when people are doing this?
no, we saw your friend up here earlier on. We've asked him, we've given him permission to move on, and he's returned. So
He lives 500 metres that way.
Yeah, we told
When
him
you
to
guys
go home,
check
that's
that, it's
fine.
going to be really awkward.
I'm not going to argue with you.
So what? Okay, can I ask what he's been arrested for? Watch me. Watch me what?
Let me come over here. And
No, I'm fine here. Thank you. You can explain it here.
What's happened earlier on is we've seen your friend.
You've explained that. It's not necessary.
And we've given you a direction to move on.
I understand
and not
that.
return.
He's not returning his own. He lives a block away.
Yeah, but he has no.
So what do you
reason-
mean?
He has no reason to be here. He doesn't have a valid reason to be out today. He wasn't wearing a face mask.
Hold on, he has a face mask in his pocket. He was just smoking a cigarette. He just came to get lunch with
You don't
me.
understand the whole picture anyway.
Oh, what do you mean? I've been living here this whole time. What do you mean?
It's just so senseless, isn't it? And this is the horrifying moment police turned on protesters in Melbourne. Now, you know I've been shedding light on the zero COVID madness in Australia right from the very start of Tonight Live. But with rubber bullets being fired into crowds, grandmas getting pepper sprayed, and Melbourne doomed to remain in its sixth lockdown until at least October the 26th, it's a topic I don't think we can talk about enough, because it's a warning to us about why we must never go down the madness, the lunacy of zero COVID. So let me bring in Brendan O'Neill, chief political writer at Spike. And Brendan, I know you've been following this story very closely in Australia. You've got a connection to the country, of course, but this is so sad now, isn't it? I mean, it's so sad, and it shows you that there are very real consequences to zero COVID. Zero COVID will change the sort of society that a country is.
Yeah, it's really sad and it's really tragic. I mean, the images coming out of Australia, the video footage coming out of Australia, it's like something out of an authoritarian regime. And, you know, I keep seeing places in Melbourne and Sydney that I've actually been to. And when I've been to them, they're just so peaceful. And it's one of the most peaceful, stable countries I've ever been to. And then to see police going around, shooting rubber bullets, pepper spraying elderly people, kneeling on people, pinning them to the ground for the crime of having lunch. I don't know what's happened to Australia. It's really genuinely shocking. And I think what seems to have happened is that Australia has turned into a COVID tyranny. It could well be the world's first COVID tyranny. Of course, we all had lockdowns. We all suffered under authoritarian rules over the past year and a half. But this is a country that now seems singularly devoted to making sure that COVID can never spread. That is a complete fantasy, and it's given rise to this kind of extreme authoritarianism.